Hi, thanks for tuning in here today. Today we're going to be doing a nice little simple painting. I hope you guys will follow along with me. Let me have them graphically run the colors across the screen. Now you'll need to paint along with me. While you're doing that, let me tell you what I got on my canvas up here. I have my regular 16 by 20 inch canvas, pre-stretched, double primed, and I added a thin layer of the liquid white. Other than that, it's slick, it's wet, it's ready to go, and we can get started with today's painting. I thought today we could do a painting that has a bit of an ocean, but that's not the main focus. It's just there. So we'll see what we create today. Let's go ahead. Let's go into a little bit of phthalo blue. Tap both sides of the brush full with color. Now we're gonna have to decide where we want uh, the darkest spots of our skies and so on and so forth. So I always like to start in the corners. For those people who are new, I like to start in the corners. That way the corners are the darkest. And I work my way to the center and down. And depending how light you want it, that's how many times you're going to reload your brush. So just going crisscross or figures of eight. Think about it. I like to think about it as you're writing a lot of X's just quickly. Just going back and forth. It's 1, 2, 1, 2. Now go across. If you think the color's too strong, just keep pushing it in and it'll blend in with that liquid white that's underneath. I like to go up and down and side to side just to kind of even out anything. Now, let's go ahead. Let's grab a nice clean dry 1-inch brush. Let's go into a little bit of titanium white. Load up your brush with some color. Let's come up here to our canvas. Let's have them zoom in and let's just add in a little cloud. So I start and kind of just little commas are pulling down. So all I care about is that top layer. Once you run out of paint one side, flip it to the other. There. Let me just wipe off my brush, that way I don't pollute the color. Come up here, load it. Okay. Just a few little things. Okay. So now we're gonna come up here and we're gonna blend out the base. Just using the top corner of the brush, just get the base. You can create patterns depending where you blend. That's why I go on here. I want to blend out this area. Very, very softly. Shoot. Lift up. When you're lifting up, it's very important. I used to do this. Do not lift up straight up. Lift up to like the side. Like if you're doing a half C. And just go across. And just like that, you have yourself a nice little cloud. Now, if you wanted to add another one, since we blended the base, you can go ahead and do that. So let's load up my brush once again. And you'll have contrast because of that blended area. Maybe this one just comes right up there. There. and they'll just go out there. This one, nothing very special. Just come up here and very softly, top corner of the brush, going in circular motions, just blending that out. Blend it out. Lift up and go across. And just like that, you have yourself a sky with a couple little clouds just floating out there. Let's go ahead. Let me grab my palette knife, number 10. We're gonna mix up a nice lavender color. So a little bit of phthalo blue and bright red. Nice bright colors usually. Just mixing both of them up until I get a lavender that I feel like is nice. I don't want to add white because there's liquid white on the canvas. Now, when I'm doing an ocean, usually I cannot grab it and pull it and it'll come out a straight line. So what I do is I'll load up my brush, tap both sides of the brush, and I treat it like if I were to be doing land. So I just tap it. And I'll fix any imperfections. And then I just grab and pull that paint color. And just like that, for me, that creates a more straighter horizon. And it's just a bit easier for me. So I'm going to pull down some color here. All I'm doing is just pulling down, like if I were to do reflections. And you could treat water like that. There's nothing wrong with it. There. Some spots are going to be darker, some are going to be lighter. There we are. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. Hopefully, I haven't lost the new people yet. For the people who paint with me, you're probably like, it's a piece of cake. Okay. We have our color to the side. Let's go ahead. Let's grab a little bit of bright red and some sap green just to give us a nice brown color. Just mix it up until you're satisfied with the color. I'm going to grab a little bit of mountain mixture and just throw it in there. Now, I'm going to pull apart some paint and add more mountain mixture. It's going to be my base color. Let's come up here. Let's decide. Maybe right over here. There's going to be a big rock. Just bring it down. You can do any shape you would like. I'm just thinking unusual shapes that will catch the viewer's eye. I want the person looking at this going, I wonder what he was thinking to create that shape. That's truly a blessing to me, because then it makes them look more at your painting and think about it. You can reflect a little bit of that in the water. So I pull down a little bit of color and just touch and pull down. Touch, pull down. Ever so gently. And just go across. Okay. So now, let's add in another one right over here. Maybe it's a path this one. Okay. Let me just pile up my paint once again. Maybe right here. There. We'd just see a little bit. We wouldn't see much. And we'll pull the rest with the brush. It's alright. It's okay. So I'm gonna grab, you know what? Let's grab a clean, dry 1-inch brush, just so we don't contaminate the colors a bit. And just grab it and just pulling the color. It's okay if it goes to the reflections. You could always reflect it once again. There's no issues with that. Okay. And maybe just wiggling over here. Few little areas, just pull it. There. Let's go ahead and let's start to add character into this painting. Right now it's just really just there. So I'm gonna grab my palette knife and I'm gonna pick apart a little bit of that brown, light brown, and I'm gonna add a touch of white. Cut a roll. Let's come up here and simply just, that's too dark. Come up here once again. Oh, that's beautiful. All the paint breaks and all that. Okay. There. Maybe a little light would hit over here. I'm just going to pull a little bit, just a little bit of color over there. We don't want it to be left out, do we? Okay. Let me put that palette knife to the side, and all I'm going to do, or you know what? Let's work on it a bit more. A little bit of our base color, the one we first mixed up. There. Just little shadows. Okay, just very, very delicate. Few little things here and there. And we can blend it. You can do so many things with it. You guys probably would do a bit better painting than me, since most of you have better imagination than me. I've already done this so many times, I don't even know what to paint. Okay, so now I'm gonna take my brush through a little bit of sap green and a little bit of cadmium yellow. Just load that on my 1-inch. Make sure you push the paint into the bristles. Let's come up here and just a little grass, little indications of grass that is growing. There. How does that look? Maybe a few little extra shoot just here and there. Now, let's focus on the aspect of the seascape uh, area. For that, I'm going to use a flat brush. I don't remember what number it is. Oh, this one's not good. I gotta restore that brush. But instead, we're gonna use a cheap angle brush. I found these at the uh, store. Just decided to give them a try. It just says large angle. It doesn't specify. And just few little. This will be better for later. Right now it's not good. We'll use the fan brush. Fan brush will do us justice. There's a number 6 fan brush. And just going back and forth like little C's. You can blend it or you can leave it opaque. Up to you. Okay, load up your brush. And I like to push upward just to create those foamy little patterns and just kind of pull out some water lines. So tap and just pull a little bit out. Okay? There. Same thing I'm gonna do over here. Push up. A little bit of foam that just crashes in there. There. Few little things going on in there. Now, let's go into some titanium white. Load up your fan brush. Let's come up here and just right around here. You can decide where you want to put it. This is just where I'm putting it. And all I'm going to do is just pull back that paint. Now, for me, I like to make it stand out. So I put a darker color. So you could use that base color we used earlier. And just put it right underneath. Just scrub in a little bit of paint. There. And with a brush that has a little bit of white, you can pull it and blend it out. You can go over this so many times. Just go back and forth until you have the designated color you like. So, let's go ahead. Maybe another one lives right around here. This is the type of seascape that, to me, you see when the water's coming, but it's not such a big wave. It's just so the surfers, I like to say the surfers are passing by. So just blocking it color. There. And just grab it and go with it. Shoot. Pretty simple. Hopefully I haven't lost anyone yet. Now, we can go back to our angle brush since our fan brush is dirty and just boop. There. And all I'm going to do is work that color to the back. There. We kind of lost that reflection. You could see a little bit here and there. You know what? Let's add in a few little details with the sharp side of the angle brush. Just do little patterns of water just going through it. There. Just few little things. Okay. And you know what? We can just kind of blend out that base a bit. Just a little bit of white. There. Now, let's get crazy. We're gonna go into a little bit of mountain mixture. Load up both sides of your brush. Let's come up here and just decide where some land is gonna go. There. Take my brush through a little bit of cadmium yellow, same dirty brush, maybe a little touch of blue just to change up the values. But I like this over sand because it creates more of a contrast, green against blue. Okay? And let's tap in a few little highlights. So load up your brush with light color. Just tap it in. And let's come up here and just few little sparkles that just shoo. You don't want to overdo it. I just kind of like to do the top and leave the rest kind of by itself. And you can also blend that out. You can grab it and just blend it out. Blend out that base. Up to you. Now let me step back, look at it. Okay. Let's go crazy. I lost my mind when it comes to painting. Let's wiggle the brush through mountain mixture using the 1-inch brush and pull straight down. Now chisel the edge of your brush, giving that sharp point. Let's come up here and just simply tap and go down. Okay? Now let's do a bigger one. Okay. And what we're going to do, we're not going to put a leafless tree, we're going to do an evergreen. This is your painting. When you're painting this, you can put a palm tree, you can put a leafless tree. I feel like putting an evergreen, but you put whatever you like. So just use the corner and just tap it. And reload your brush because this requires a lot of paint. And just going back and forth. You can also do this with a 2-inch brush. People don't use them because they look big and scary. But once you know how to use them, you can do so many things quicker, faster, and better. There. Just a few little leaves just sticking out there. Load up, pull it through, and maybe over here. It's barely the top. And just shoo. Okay. Reload your brush and go back at it. It's very important you load up your brush almost every time. Not It's not gonna work. Your brush is gonna be wide open like this, and you're gonna have a harder time. The reason why we reload it is so we have that brush all chiseled, nice fine point. That way, when we go at the canvas, it just makes it easier. Few little things here and there. And you might realize I left a little point there. We're gonna make it into a little tree trunk. I'm not really too worried. Let's go right up in here and just maybe a little bush lives out here. Let me load my brush up a bit more and just think of the shape. Maybe out here, just gonna live a little bush. And all I'm going to do is pull down a little color. There. And let's go ahead and let's add in a third evergreen tree. I think it'll add on to the look. So maybe right around here. You just staple it on and go to work. You can do the whole line just to kind of guide you. Some people just do the top, and some people do the whole thing. There. As you go down, make the leaves a bit more wider. Just, you're gonna wiggle that paint and pull it through just to sharpen it even more. There. Just keep reloading. Come back. That's a quicker way of adding in evergreen trees if you're gonna do them that big, because with the fan brush, whew, that would have taken me a while. That would have taken me a good minute. Load up cadmium yellow, maybe a little bit of blue just to make it more, change the tone really. More like a phthalo green color instead of a dull phthalo, not phthalo, like a dull sap green, which nothing wrong with it, just not what I'm trying to accomplish. Just cut a roll of a little bit of brown, few little indications there. Just a few. They're gonna be covered up, so it doesn't really matter. Now I did that over here, so now we put in a little shadow so I could play around with. so you have that contrast. And you could just go back and forth. I'm gonna leave it like that. And just come up here and just same thing you did while blocking it in, just this time all you're doing is just highlighting it. All you care for is the highlight. And I did it kind of dark, but it's alright. I kind of like that darkness. To me, evergreens are pretty dark. Some people like painting their evergreens pretty light, and that's alright. Everyone paints differently. To the second evergreen, we'll add a little more light because the light's going to be hitting over here. Just load it up. Let's come up here and just boop, boop, boop. There. The 1 inch could be used for so many things, from clouds to mountains to seascapes to painting trees, painting bushes. It's just getting that confidence to try it out. That's the hard part. There. Now, let's finish highlighting the other tree before I go to the bushes. I tend to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I go back and forth. The light would be coming this way since it's going like that. So most of your highlights should be on this side. You also got to think about, where is the light going to come? Since here and here is being light and the rocks, then same thing for the trees. Don't change it up, because if you do change it up, and when you look at the painting or people are looking at it, it's going to look a little bit weird, and they're going to stare at your painting for a while, wondering why the light's going one side one way and another side on the other side a different way. They're not going to understand why you did that. Okay. Pull my brush one direction through the paint. Hopefully you could see that. Just pulling through, and you'll see a little ridge of paint form. When you have that, face that corner up. We're going to come up here and just boom. This shouldn't take much pressure. If it does, that means your paint is not thin enough. And if it's not thin enough, then you have to add a little bit of either liquid white, liquid clear, or if you use paint thinner, whatever's in your disposal. I do want to put out though, if you use paint thinner in an indoor area, make sure it's well ventilated or wear a mask. Paint thinner can affect your lungs and all that, all the chemicals. Or it may not, but I'd rather take precaution and have you guys take precaution than find out the hard way. Shoot, maybe a sparkler lives out in here. A few little lighter ones. Ooh, yeah. But changing up the tone really helps. And just kind of little lighter color right up in here. And final touches, all I'm going to do is just scratch in a few little sticks and twigs. Now, you're not going to see anything because originally I painted the canvas with black gesso before the liquid white, so you wouldn't really see anything. You know what? Leave a little bit of brown and just boop, just goes off the painting. And you can add a few little sticks, limbs just sticking out. All I'm using is my angle brush. And I think with that, that concludes today's painting. I really hope you enjoy this painting. Try this painting out. If you do, send me an email. I'm going to put it right here on the screen. I'd like to wish each and every one of you the best of luck, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care, my friends. Goodbye.